Hi, morning everybody. Can you hear me loud and clear? Did you get to hear the music earlier? Just to double check the sound, is it okay? Right, waiting for your response so I can kick off today's sharing. As once again, this is Cal going live right now. Okay. Okay, Jerry, good morning to you. Louis, right, good morning to all of you. All right, loud and clear, fantastic. Tanya, good to see you. Anthony, have but no music. Again, this problem. Okay, all right, then no worries on that. Let me just find a way to solve this. One moment I thought that I solved the music problem. One moment it's not there again. Okay, all right, doesn't matter. All right, guys, good morning to all of you once again. Okay, I will try to solve it once again. Not too sure what happened again. All right, I did make it audible yesterday, right? So interesting. Okay, never mind. Let's continue. Today is the 20th of July, Wednesday. Now, today we started off a bit late because there was so much information to share with you today. No kidding. Today's information will be really, really incredible. So much in details are coming up. So don't miss it, all right? Don't miss it. Get your friends to join us ASAP because they will thank you by Friday, okay? I'm very sure they'll thank you by Friday and they'll be very appreciative for what you've done for them. I'm not kidding you yourself. Okay, to simply put, straight in your face, I'm going to tell you down is that take profit on the long side today. Okay, straight in your face right now, I'm informing you to consider to take profit on the long side today. Okay, now there's a good reason for that. I will show you with loads of evidence and proof. Okay, all right, so start of the day advice, start to book profits on the long side today. Okay, all right, I already given you my view right now. What's the reason for that? Of course, I'll explain it in more in details later. Okay, now definitely from the collage picture of my background, you can see right now is that we have Jim Cramer as a main cast for today. Now, Jim Cramer is very, very bullish. And not only Jim Cramer, apparently, basically everyone, all the analysts are very bullish today, okay? So what does it tell you? When everybody is bullish, everybody thinking the market is going to like fly to the sky, all right, that is where you actually want to be very careful, okay? Now, of course, you can see crude oil prices have been up for 3 days in a row. This when after Biden came back to returned back to America after his Saudi Arabia trip. I told you guys that crude oil will go up, and indeed it went up. And I told you guys crude oil and Dow Jones have a very incredible relationship. A lot of people keep on telling me that crude oil goes up, Dow Jones go down. This is BS, okay? You look carefully, look at the chart, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So it actually tells you, that, right, actually the Dow Jones, right, and the crude oil, they move in tandem. So that is only the point where by then you may say, then when will that change? Well, one thing to take note of that is that when this Dow Jones, okay, start to move downwards and the crude oil price keep on going higher, that is where the real problem comes in, because that is back again the inflationary problem and stuff like that. Okay, so there's something to take note of. Okay, now of course the heat wave is definitely coming. Okay, now I'm not too sure. Have you noticed this? It's getting very warm at night. I tried to do that again last night. It's all right. It was so warm until 3 a.m. Then, of course, suddenly the rain just come in. Out of nowhere, the rain just came in. But I can tell you this, it's just going to be like one time and you're going to stop again. So what I'm trying to tell you is this, everything happened for a reason. It go in cycles. And, of course, stock market also go in cycles, all right? So all this information will be shared with you today. So don't miss it. Quickly now, send your friend this share link. I know that the market now is getting bullish. People don't want to watch MAO anymore as usual. It's a very good positioning here. But your friend, if you can, quickly share to your friend because today's sharing is going to be incredible. Okay? All right, without further ado, let's start. Okay. Now, first of all, disclaimer apply as usual. Once again, we thank AIMS for giving us the great sponsor. All right, for sponsoring our MAO. All right, they have been a very good business associates. And of course, we are very sure that in the coming time, we will work very closely with them. And of course, whatever thing they associate later on, we probably has a little bit of, association too. So there'll be a lot of changes coming up in August. And just to let you know one thing, guys, coming August itself, right, will be my 18 premier intake, 18, yeah? And that could be my last physical premier coaching physical coaching for this year. Because coming the next 4 months, I'm going to be very busy with the development of my crazy app. And we're going to do a bit of soft launch very, very soon. And of course, during this period of time, so I'm going to concentrate on how to develop the app to make it even better. And of course, I will be concentrating on grooming some traders to make them better traders so that they can utilize the app even better. So there will be a special class coming up on the late August. Right? More details will be out on Friday during my MAO. And of course, I really want all of you who are listening right now to bring a friend, invite a friend to join my 18 intake, because that could be my last premier class for this year. Okay, so quickly now, get your friends to join in and listen to me. At least you get a physical feel of this person called Cal. Okay, take note of that. Yeah. Okay. So what I share later is based on my personal experience, and of course, end of the day, my view is still my view. Your opinion, you have your own reservation. Okay. All right. Let's go. Now, feeling the heat? Yes. Definitely, you must be out of the world or you stay in this Antarctica not to feel it. Apparently in UK, oh my goodness, UK shattered record for its hottest day ever. Hotter days ever, okay? London Fire Service declared major incident. All right, apparently Britain recorded its hottest ever day Tuesday with temperature hitting a high of 40.3 degrees Celsius. That's about 104 Fahrenheit. My goodness, this is really crazy. In the east side of England. All right, and according to the provisional data from the Met Office. Okay, so how bad it is? Okay, how bad? Let me show it to you how bad it is. Okay, you can see that now firefighters are really going around to fight fire because this is getting really absurd. Okay, this is getting really, really bad. Okay, and this is so bad that this is actually what's happening right now. My goodness, the fire. The thing is this. The heat is so bad that it's had to burn the rooftop and then collapsing it itself. This is really incredible. It's not a fire within a house. It's actually a fire that came in because the roof, if it's going to be wood, they actually caught fire. That's how bad it is. And this is not only happening for UK, my goodness. All right. Because of this right now, it's 104. Do you know that on the average itself right now for this period of time, the average Fahrenheit is about 75, 76. So to be 104 right now is really way beyond the normal, okay? This is really, really going crazy. And of course, does it affect the shops? Obviously. So you can see this is a normal street with lots of people, but because the heat is so bad, people are falling sick, no one want to work. No one wish to go out. No one want to shop around. And with the economy like this right now, this is not going to help. And this is why this is all happening right now. And we actually told you that by coming July period, this will happen. And I told you also, when this actually happened, the usage of energy will shoot up. Hence, therefore, crude oil prices will go higher. And all is happening according to what I said back in March and April when I tell you that the heat will come in heavy this year. And truth be told, it's all happening. So millions of Brits are now enduring the country hottest ever Monday, and it's still climbing. So it is now at 31.1 Celsius and it's still moving up. And the thing is this, shops are all closed because of the heat wave. Of course, in Singapore, we are at the equator space. We're going to get it worse, right? But surprisingly, we're still okay. You know why? Because our government is damn good. We have this This all the greenery, the forestation itself is fantastic. So it cools us down a little bit, but you can still feel it right now at night itself. So you can see that our electricity bill will just shoot up this month. Trust me on this, okay? And there's nothing to be done. There's nothing to be done because unless you don't mind the sweat and perspiration, so you have to accept that. So this heat acopolis is still mounting across, not only in England, it's actually going across more countries. Let me show to you now. This is what happened in Spain, in Zamora, and apparently, right, firefighters really, they are one of the guys we really have to salute. They really, really go out and fight fire and save lives. And of course, some good number were saved, but unfortunately, some perish in the fire. So you can see that paramedic now is going across Barcelona, Spain, doing this because there's a lot of people getting this heat wave coming head on, all right? And of course, in France, it was also, you can see the forestation itself is getting caught fire because when it gets too hot, it's easy to spark up a forest fire and the wildfire will hit across. And of course, residents get hit along the way. And this is not the end yet. We have Germany. Oh my God, look at the puddle of water. This is almost a nearly dry out riverbed of Rhine in Cologne in Western Germany. So all these is happening. And don't you notice that it's actually all congregated in UK and Europe side itself? I mean, seriously, UK and Europe now is in the worst in the economy. And with this coming itself, right, it's going to be not going to be helpful at all. So a lot of things happen for a reason. And I always tell you this, the smart people and the resource people will know where to make the money. And that is whereby we can see now that things are really happening. And of course, if you're still wondering what is happening around the whole world, what should we do as investment? I will tell you up front here itself, buy more crude oil, buy more crude oil related companies. And that's the reason why you can see that this crude oil price called this particular stock that I'm advocating called OXY is moving up. So yesterday, OXY actually moved up by 4% back to $62. And I've been telling you this, guys, whenever OXY comes down to about $56, you can consider. I'm really hoping for one day the stock market can pull back really rationally low enough. And of course, we can buy more, okay? So you can see that the volume itself is definitely dipping. The volume is dipping, okay? But the stock is definitely well supported. So if there's going to be any pullback in the stock itself, right, coming back down again, this will be the most wonderful time to buy some stock of it again. So of course, there's nothing to complain about. I don't mind having this stock right now, but I don't think you chase it today, at least not today. Wait for a few more days, let the price come back down to 55, 52, or 48. These three prices, then you buy more. That will make a lot more sense, okay? So once again, I am a big advocate on this company. There's no lies about it. No need to lie to you. If you can, consider to go into this counter because I believe that this counter got a lot of upside to go in the near term, okay? All right, so it doesn't mean that I'm always a short side, okay? I'm also do long side. Okay, all right, so this is what I said. Now, feeling the heat is from the weather, but how about feeling the heat from the market? Now, undeniable, especially last night when the Dow Jones up by 700 points. This morning, I received at least 3 messages from my students and friends asking me, is the stock market going to bottom out? So because everybody's calling for buying right now. So I have decided to think, I was thinking how to explain them. So I sent them this particular quote from Jim Rogers, okay, the sidekick of this George Soros back in their quantum time, okay. One of the best rules you can learn about investing is to do nothing, absolutely nothing, unless there's something to do. I just wait there until there's money lying in the corner, and all I have to do is go over there and pick it up. I wait for a situation that is like the proverbial shooting the fish in a barrel. Now, in short, it's all right. In the fish in the barrel is much easier to be caught, right? So that's why when things are really at your side, it's easy. So undeniable, right? To me right now, this is a great time to take for profit on the long side and consider to do short selling. Because yesterday, when I was looking at Dow Jones climbing up by 700 points, I was watching the VIX very, very closely. And when I noticed this, I began to buy some VIX. And very interestingly, when the Dow was up by 300 points, my VIX was this price, right? But the thing is, when the Dow is up by 700 points, my VIX actually got profitable. That is interesting because VIX and this VIX and this the stock market is supposed to be inversely related most of the time, right? So for the Dow Jones to be up, my VIX should go lower. But incredibly, my VIX actually turned profitable a little bit, just a slight few couple of dollars. But it's just telling me that this is where, but I'm actually waiting for this signal. That's the reason why 2 days ago, when the VIX was not moving, when the Dow was coming down, I was like telling people, hey, hold on. Something is just very wrong here itself. Okay. So if you have noticed about the VIX, okay, all right, if you notice that the VIX was actually not really moving downwards, all right, hit the word VIX. Okay, if you notice that. Okay, so if you notice that VIX is actually not moving, right, despite the Dow Jones up by 700 points, if you take notice of that, hit the word VIX right now. If you didn't notice that, then let me tell you this, okay? If there's anything to buy in the next few days, I will tell you that buy some VIX, okay? Buy some VIX, because I believe that VIX is going to help us a little bit for our current position right now. Okay, and of course, for people who are not very keen to short stocks, they prefer to buy something, then VIX, I will recommend it to you. Now, you do know that, right? I don't recommend VIX every time. And most of the time, not every time, most of the time when I call for VIX, usually I do get it spot on, okay? Not every time. Nothing is 100%, okay? So this is something that I share with my students called the ABC diagram. Now, what is ABC diagram? ABC diagram is this. If I ask you now, right, take a look here once again. Now, mine is my very famous ABC diagram, because I'll ask people this. Look at the chart right now. Where is the best time to buy stocks? And everybody say B, correct? But what if I actually don't show you anything here itself, right? Just show you only until B here. It means that, right, I show you the chart, but nothing of this, okay? And ask you again, where to buy, and you say B, but you won't buy because you're scared, right? And usually it's like that. Okay, so this ABC diagram tells me when I call you to buy, it's always buying here. Then, of course, this is the A, it's a previous resistance, and if the market breaks A1, usually you go to C. So the problem is now the market is at C, and people are looking to buy. But the thing is this, as you know, right, if you know Chinese character as well, right, C, it's actually a little bit slanting a bit towards Chinese character is 字. So if you want to buy now, my friend, there's a good chance you can get hit by the market. I'm not kidding you. I'll explain to you more in detail why I actually say that. And I think that you must be very careful, especially the next few days. All right. I'm not trying to say that I will be correct, but I think you should listen to what I'm going to share with you with the numbers and data, and you make your final decision. Okay. So this is the reason why I want to tell you about Jim Cramer first. Okay, there's a lot of things to share with you about Jim Cramer today. Loads of stuff. Okay, so you need to be around. Yeah. Okay, first of all, Jim Cramer is very bullish. Okay. Now, Jim Cramer says that stubborn investors are taking the wrong approach to the market. He's telling that people should change your mind to actually don't think that they missed the low. They should now chase after stocks in short. Okay, he did not say it directly, but just telling you that, hey, come on, man. If you miss a stock at a low, don't worry, buy now. It's still good to buy. Okay. So the thing is this, he echoed his reminder that not to be fearful. And he think that, right, my biggest mistake in each case that I wasn't bullish enough. So in short as well, I'm not putting his words, okay? I'm putting his very own words into my sharing today. He is saying that the market is very good to go long right now. And he says that, right, this is a great time. All right, so you can see that Jim Cramer is very bullish. Okay, so the thing is this, must give you kudos. On the 13th of July, he did say that the market will be bottoming out. So on 13th July, let's look at the chart at 13th July, shall we? All right, because we also must give kudos when people get it correct, okay? We cannot say every time we just, smoke over his so-called error. But when he was correct, we must actually, give it to him. So let's take a 13th of July then. Okay, so 13th of July, the S&P 500. Let's take a look on S&P 500 on 13th of July. Okay. Right, let's take a look right now. 13th of July, where is it? 13th of July, here we go. Okay, so 13th of July, he said the market will bottom out, but he was wrong by 1 day. Plus minus fine. So on the 14th of July, the market really bottomed out. And of course, the market after that shoot up all the way. So he's actually spot on. Yes, Jim Cramer was actually spot on. So well done, Cramer. But I want to bring back to you before you go on. you notice that the volume itself is not there at all? I mean, it's increasing, but it's nowhere near what we call bullish. But of course, you can argue that maybe because a lot of people are still not in yet, so that's the reason why, okay? Because if you look at the volume when you call bullishness, right, you see this is the volume when we compare notes, okay? When the market is heavy in volume, right, this is what you can see now when you compare the notes right now. So of course, like I said, the rising volume is a good indication, but it's still not the best indication. So this one, we give it to Cramer, he got it right, okay? Now the thing is this, let's go into more detail, okay? So Jim Cramer began, as usual, Jim Cramer loved to use Larry Williams as his what he call chartist, okay? So chart suggests that Tuesday rally could be just the beginning. So he feels that right now, right, this is actually the start of a longer rally, and he's using the legendary Larry Williams to show that maybe Wall Street had finally thrown in the towel. Okay, so he's going to suggest that, right, this is time to buy, okay? So you can see right now, basically, he's saying that, right, this is a great time to buy. The Dow Jones went up, and Jim Cramer feel that this is a good time to go long in the market. So of course, I had to bring it in to you who is Larry Williams, to be fair to him. Now, this is Larry Williams, all right? He is also, I learned from him, in fact, when he came to Singapore many, many years ago. And of course, I also regard him as a very good technician, a chartist, and definitely a good coach, okay? Definitely one of a very charismatic coach. I always think that he's pretty good with that. Okay, anyway, for this itself, right, not to sell too much koyo for him, but the point is this, Larry Williams is, his charting itself, he based on seasonal pattern, okay? He's a very seasonal pattern guy. So he created a lot of charts, and some of them is really amazing, okay? It's really, really amazing. So this is where I'm gonna explain here right now. So what happened is this, Jim Cramer believed, Larry Williams believed that everything go in 20-year cycle, especially the year that end with 2, okay, the end year with 2. So 1942, 1962, 1982, 2002, and 2022. Okay, got the idea now? Okay, so 20 years, second year. Okay, so Jim Cramer actually said that, right, the chart shows that the market is going to turn bullish right now. Okay, let's understand this slowly. Okay, oh, sorry, this PowerPoint mistake here is out. At the moment, let me just repair that. Okay, so the thing is this, first of all, Jim Cramer using Larry Williams chart shows that Larry Williams had this thing called a panic indicator. And whenever the panic indicator is actually at a high level, that means that the market usually is at the low level, hence, therefore, it's time to buy. So this is the first thing that Jim Cramer talked in his talk show. That's why I pick it up from there. So in short, it's all right. When you see this, when the panic indicator is actually at the high side, you notice the stock market is at the low side. So when the indicator goes down instead, the stock market recover. That's pretty good, right? So the same thing happened back in 2020, where the indicator is at a high side and the market went down. But the thing is this indicator went a bit higher than expected, right? So this is the reason why indicator has limitation. Yeah. So what Jim Cramer is saying that we are now near the high side. So which means that very soon the stock market will go up. So that is something that what Jim Cramer picked it up from Larry Williams indicator, the panic indicator. And of course, he added on to tell you now about this very incredible continuation chart. And you can see that result, right, based on seasonal pattern. By the end of July, usually we will see the market bottom up. And by August period, we will see the market going up. So this is pretty good. But the thing is this, right, the market itself, right, did not really show us a capitulation recently. The Dow Jones didn't go down by 20%, missed it by hitting nearly 18%. So of course, my 1515, right, was also, we also mentioned about this before, that I also believe what Larry Williams says and think that, right, by July period, that's where the market will transit. And then after that, by August period, the market will go up. But the thing is this, we are supposed to see something happen, right, in the month of July. But the thing is, it didn't really happen. And because we also know that, right, the Federal Reserve did not follow through with their, reduction in the balance sheet, that made me very unnerved. Because you know why? If Federal Reserve did actually unload their balance sheet, and after that itself, right, the stock market really goes down, example, and now the buying comes in, that shows that the market is buying into it. But when the Federal Reserve didn't unload, right, and they're going to unload soon, and with the 75 basis point coming in this month and September probably, I just don't feel comfortable. Something is just missing here itself. So that's the reason why I want to share a lot of things to you today. Okay, and then you make your own make your own final decision on this. Yeah. Okay. So you can see right now. Oops, so sorry, I forgot about the PowerPoint. My bad. Let me just give me a minute. It can be solved quite fast. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, just give me a minute. You know, you would understand this. Okay, hold on a minute. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, so what happened is this on this PowerPoint, which I'll share this with you. Again, this is from this Larry William and Jim Cramer is just narrating what should have happened or can be done. Okay, so you can see right now, focused here itself in 1942, the stock market really goes down all the way to 1942. But very incredibly, after 1942, the stock market will rally in 1943 and continue to 1944. So that is what I'm trying to say, that what Larry Williams pick it up. Every 20 years, the second year itself is usually the year that the market will go down quite a fair bit. And then after that, the market will recover towards the second half of the year. And then after that, then after that, it will go all the way up. So this is quite interesting, right? So let's just look deeper, okay? Look deeper. So, okay, this will skip here itself. Right, so you can see over here in 1962, 20 years later, the market again did a similar pattern when the market caved in. And then after that, the market actually bottomed out in 1962, the second half. In 1943, the market really goes up to 1964. So it's again pretty similar, scary pattern that somehow repeats. And don't forget, it's at the bottom is Larry Williams 20-year cycle pattern, okay? So obviously, it's out in 1983, 82, so firstly, but obviously Jim Cramer purposely shifted the chart a little bit just to show you that the market actually went up in 1983 to 1984. So obviously it's all right, we've got a doubt, right? What's happening later on, 20 years later in year 2002, the stock market really plunged down in 2002. And then again in 03, it bottomed out and then go all the way up to 06. So it seems that, right, the pattern after the year, the end of 2 on a 20th cycle, usually will see an incredible rebound. So that's the reason why I'm quite bullish that in the later part of the year itself, right, we should see a strong recovery. But the only thing that I want to be upfront with you is that I don't think that we have seen the low yet. Because actually, you look carefully right now, right? The chart shows that the year in the year end of 2 actually closed near the low, right? Don't you realize that? So you see, it's very easy for people to do this, yeah, because they want to show you certain things. So they don't really want to tell you exactly what things happen. They may not show you the fact and the figures, and they just want to get their way into it itself. So all I can say is this, right? Somehow this chart is not very. They definitely did something with it. It's not very fair assessment to do this way. So do your own homework, guys. A lot of time in life, you must do your own homework, because if you just listen to people and then drill into it, right, you may not really get the best of it or reality apart. But still undeniable, we do see that the year end 3 usually recovers. And this one is something that we can observe is pretty clear. So anyway, kudos to Larry Williams to share this with me, because I also never noticed that. So that's why I say he's good, yeah. But Jim Cramer, as a salesperson, you can see how he do his PowerPoint and when you want to sell something, he will sell it in his way, okay? So that's the reason why, oops, again, sorry, my bad. So sorry, today is like a long day, a lot of stuff coming in. So, okay, let me just do this PowerPoint again. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, so of course, the joke of the Wall Street, right? Remember some time ago, right? When Jim Cramer, whenever he'd been calling to buy the last 6 months from January to June, if you cannot remember, from January to June, Jim Cramer have been calling for buy, and almost anything he called for buy, the market actually tumbled because the market is in downside trend. Take a look again at the chart once again, guys. Take a look at the chart once again. You see, when the market was at the downside trending positioning over here itself since early of January, the stock market itself has been coming down. Okay, the stock market has been coming down, and of course, Jim Cramer along the way been calling for buy, and the stock market keep on going down. So whatever he called for buy back then, nothing has become good. All right, even David Costin also got hit from this Goldman Sachs, and of course this Marco also from this JP Morgan also been calling for buying, and it got hit the last 6 months over here itself. So now, of course, finally the market has bottomed out a little bit. So a lot of people is saying that, okay, it's time to buy because it's going to go back up again. Okay, so this is something that everybody now is talking about. So of course, I'll bring you some little history of Jim Cramer, which I didn't know until I did some research on him. And then you had to decide whether to listen to Jim Cramer or not to listen to him, okay? So there are a lot of things in life itself, right? You have to make your own decision. You must have your own position to consider what to do. Okay, so let's come to that. Give me a moment here itself. Okay, so first of all, this is Jim Cramer, and yesterday he was definitely a happier man as in prices are going up, Dow Jones going up, everything was doing good, and he explained why Apple, despite it came down the previous day, yesterday rebounded. Now, one thing is I never know about Jim Cramer is that he actually graduated from Harvard with law degree. Wow, okay. But he did not practice law. Instead, in 1984, he landed a job with Goldman Sachs. Okay, now it makes a lot of sense. And after that, in 1987, he left. He started his own hedge fund called Cramer Levy Partners. And for 7 consecutive years, Jim Cramer beat the S&P. Wow, that's a good record, right? So in 1987 plus another 7 years, that is from 1987, that is the low of the stock market, because in 1987 was where the Wall Street crashed. So for the next 7 years, we all know in history, the market went up all the way, all right? So again, but very interestingly, in 1990s, the money has gone mad. Now, when I was reading this itself, I was wondering what's money gone mad, right? So apparently, this is what happened in August 1998. We all know what happened, right? There was an Asia financial crisis. So the firm lost 21% in a single month. Wow, where's the stop loss, man? Okay, so for the year, it's down by 16%. In 2001, that was where Jim Cramer said enough is enough. He retired the fund. And very interesting, after 4 years later, Jim Cramer recorded an inaugural episode of Mad Money. And ever since then itself, for the last 17 years, Jim Cramer has been doing Mad Money. Okay. Now, of course, to give so many calls every single other day, it's not easy to be spot on. There'll be errors, there'll be fault. No wrong, even I make mistake too. But of course, some of them will have to go into it and they actually cover whatever he says. And you can see that, some of the very highlighted counters that he called for was kind of very bad. So Cramer was once recently, about 10 years ago, he urged listeners to dump HPE's counter that was Hewlett Packard. And after that, the counter shoot up by 110%. Then Netflix, right, in 2012, he says to sell on Netflix, Netflix shoot up. He said to get out of Best Buy shoot up. He said that to buy this Co-Corp, the company shoot down instead. And of course, he said that this company called Qvo is a buy, the company went down instead. So yeah, of course, this is highlighted stocks, okay? So not everything is correct. But this is many years ago. So I don't want to use something that's so far away. I want to put something nearer to us itself, right? So I went through some Twitter, and Twitter is a very fantastic place to get some nonsense stuff, okay? Okay, so you can see that, okay, this particular person said, Jim Cramer. Now in year 2021, last year, Jim Cramer said that Coinbase is a good buy at $4.75. Today, Coinbase is at $47, down by 90%. Oh my goodness. Okay. Then of course, someone actually go in to tabulate Jim Cramer calls recently from 2021 to 2022. And my goodness. Okay, look at it. He called for buy in Netflix for $625. Netflix down to $190 recently, down by 70%. And of course, other counters you can read on your own itself. Oh my goodness. all are down between 14% to as much as 87%. So again, whether he's good or not, right, I think this is pretty clear for you to take note of that. So recently, the one is out on July the 10th early, okay, just about a couple of days ago, this Jim Cramer actually went on to talk about Ethereum. And at the time, Ethereum was trading at about 2,963. I think this is last year, yeah. And I think that what happened, you know, right now, Ethereum went down below $1,000. Oh my goodness. So you can understand my point. So this April this year, when he was with on this show talking about Ethereum, and he was calling that Ethereum will be a good buy, and Ethereum was at 2,900 level. Today, the low after that went down below 1,000. So this is Jim Cramer for you, and you make your own final decision. Yeah, I mean, end of the day, everybody have their eyes to see whether good or not good. I mean, whether you can trustworthy or not. It's all your individual thingy. Now, I repeat myself once again. I'm not any better than Jim Cramer. I have my views. I got it wrong. I get slapped in the face, but at least I admit my mistake. Okay, this guy is all right. Whether you buy on this, so I leave it to you to decide. I'm just trying to find out more details, because since he's actually using Larry Lim product, I also feel that, right, maybe we can actually do a bit of cross-checking first. Okay, so first of all, right now, let's go over the second quarter earnings, right? This is the earning result and it's earnings season, and we have seen a few already now. Today, we will have the big one. Airport is going to come out later on before market open, and Tesla after market close. So again, it's going to be a sleepless night for me. Yesterday, I was waiting for Netflix result. That's why I slept late last night. But still, you can see what happened to Netflix. Now, one thing in economic is this. If you want to let's do using economic 101 to do investment trading, you're going to get hit by the market. Yesterday, Netflix loses lesser subscriber than expected. And because of that, the market buy it up. So it's like telling you itself, right, I expect to lose $2 million, but because I only lose 1 million, it's a good news. Okay. Okay. You don't remember that then when Netflix say they lose 2 million subscribers, right? I say that it won't be so much, because this is how Wall Street works. When the market is down already and the analysts tell you something bad is all right, this is where Wall Street play this game. They will make the report so bad, if the next result is better than, just slightly better than the expectation, the stock will go up. So undeniable, yesterday, Netflix shares went up. And because they lost lesser, okay? So the thing is this, now everybody think that Netflix can go higher now to $280, $290, $300. Oh gosh. Let's look at Netflix right now, okay? Netflix, yeah? So Netflix price right now, you can see very, very clearly, Netflix price right now is trading at 201. So Netflix, as you can see, has a bottom here itself at about 170. So I'm quite pretty sure that, Bill Ackman is not going to regret this, because he sold here itself on average about $220. So now this Netflix is 201. I was just wondering my life, will he be like now buying Netflix? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Yeah. Okay, so the lowest he went about $165, and that was where I mentioned to you guys that if you're gonna just buy for the fun of it, you can buy. All right. So now the volume has definitely uptick. You see that the volume has actually uptick. Now this is very clear that there's some definitely punters coming in to buy into Netflix around this period of time. You can see that the volume itself jumped quite a fair one. Here itself, the volume was at about 6 million. The next one was 12 million. So on a day when the market came open lower but went up right, so 12 million, that was a pretty good time to buy, because that is where the volume and the price action comes together. And that is about an average price of 175. So now with the 201, that means that whoever punt into Netflix is up by $20 profit. That's a very good result, right? Okay. But the question is this, whether can it sustain? So we can see it's a very strong resistance here itself at $201. So if the market can go past 201, well, why not? Maybe that Netflix can go to 240. But I'm just going to put my point here. I don't think so. I think that, right, Netflix will come back down again. Yes, indeed, back to $180. Okay, why is that so? Well, first of all, technically, it's all right. We are near at the resistance. Number two, most important thing is this earnings is all right. It's not good at all. In fact, the revenue is lower. But it's just that because they lost lesser subscriber doesn't mean that the company is doing well. So I don't think Netflix can go to 240. My position and my stand is $180. But again, I can be wrong, right? You see that? I can be wrong. We'll let the market decide, and end of the day, you see for yourself, okay? So let's just take a little poll here right now. What do you think, guys? Do you think that Netflix is going to go to 240, or do you think that there is this this going to go to 180? Yes, indeed, Kareem. Right. There is some cooperation between Netflix and Microsoft to improve their ad avenues. But like I say once again, it's right. This company has a lot of things to do, and even apps are going to come in. It will help them to do a bit more. But as I said once again, it will not be an immediate impact. But of course, I'm open to listen to all your views. What do you think, guys? Do you think it's going to go up to 180, go up to 240, or it's going to go back down to 180? Please key your answer right now. Let me see this, okay? Yes, indeed. This Liu, Netflix announced free cash flow of $1 billion. That's why also created that little spur up itself. Now, of course, they must quickly do something to get people come back to invest into them. So it's undeniable. All right. So once again, this is where I always like to ask you guys to interact with me, so that is where we can actually learn together. I say thank you, Corinne and Liu, to actually share this information with us, because this is good news. Okay, I like this information sharing. Yeah. Now I'm a technical guy, so for me technically it's all right. 201 is a resistant, but of course again, if you break 201, 240 is on the way. But if not, it's out 180 is next. So guys, what's your number? Can I have your number, guys? What do you think? Oh, not too bad. Today we have 97 people online today. Is that a sign here as well? Okay. Oh, thank you guys for all the marketing and pushing for this. Appreciate that. Okay, I still don't see any numbers coming in. I'm not too sure why. Is it because there's some delay? Like I can't wait too long. I just can't continue. All right. So with that, it's all right. Basically now more shareholders are saying that this counter now will likely be good. Okay. So some of the fund managers are going to buy. So for people who want to look to buy, you can go ahead. No wrong about that. Yeah. Okay. So of course, after Netflix itself, right, we have other thing coming in. We have Halliburton, Johnson & Johnson. So let's look at Halliburton first. So Halliburton, the share jumped by 3% as it beats earnings. So beat earning is good, yeah? Wow, Shari say 340, fantastic, okay. All right, and Liu say 240 with high volume can break above, yeah? So because this is a type of bullishness right now in the market, fantastic, okay. So the next thing is, this is another counter called Johnson & Johnson. Now, Johnson & Johnson actually top profit, but trims full year outlook, and Johnson & Johnson share goes down. So you see that? So you can see that companies actually when, it's going to be interesting. A company like this Netflix, they have not so good earnings, but their expectation was better, stock goes up. Then Halliburton, beat earnings, stock goes up. But this company, Johnson & Johnson, they top profit, but the trim the year outlook, the stock goes down. So you see there's many permutation when it comes to earnings itself. So there's no one fits all thingy. All right. And then, of course, tonight, we have the big one itself. It will be Tesla. Now, undeniable, right? Tesla, in my opinion, itself, right? It's going to be very dangerous here because of their thing. But of course, if they just continue and produce, that's fine. And I am not that comfortable with Tesla this strong because of their problem in China. And of course, the production, the chip side itself, I don't think so. But let's look at the stock right now in terms of numbers. You can see right now, yesterday, Tesla did not really move at all. So that shows you the concerning factor. Because usually, if there's going to be any news leakage itself, right, Tesla will move up. So with this way of moving a doji, right, I'm not that comfortable. So if I were to ask me to where am I looking at Tesla, I think that there could be a base at 680. Okay, that means that if the market actually, the earnings not fantastic, the stock price might go down to 680 and then recover from there, a base at 680. Now, of course, I know there's a lot of Tesla fans here, so I'm not going to like rock my own self and then get myself hit, okay? But you can see recently Tesla shares in terms of volume is not really picking up. Why is that so? Because there's a lot of concerning factor between what Elon Musk and Twitter is going to do for their ongoing saga right now. So my view on Tesla, 680, I will be watching it rather than buying and chasing at this price right now, because you can see very clearly a very strong resistance around this area, and that's our 750 level. So 750 level is a very strong resistance. I don't think that we should chase after that. At the current price now at 736, okay? The risk reward ratio doesn't really make much sense, okay? So again, this is my view. So let's see what happens later on. Yep. Okay, so they're coming after market. Take note of that. Okay. All right, so Lockheed Martin, I told you the share will be good, right? But interesting, Lockheed Martin guidance actually missed but yet the stock goes up. So again, you see that if you're going to take whatever you learn from school and apply to the real world, you're going to get hit. So those bad but become good, or those good became bad. So Lockheed Martin, overall the share price went up all the way from 380 to 390. And I've been telling you this counter was a good buy ever since the you have your Russia thingy, right? Let's take a look at how this Lockheed Martin, a quick one right now. Okay, there we go. Now this is Lockheed Martin, all right? Can you see that? Okay, so I told you guys that Lockheed Martin, right, before the earnings come out, right, you can consider to buy this counter. Very interestingly, the share been coming down ever since the start of the war. That's a very interesting thing, all right? But yesterday, not too bad, yeah? The price reversed upwards. So for me, it's all right. I think that the earnings will only come in the next quarter because they only supply the products only this quarter. So that's why I think that Lockheed Martin should be going to 430 in the coming weeks and months, okay? So watch out for this counter with the volume moving up and now moving towards the moving averages. Once it crosses 400, it should be a decent buy, okay? That's my view on Lockheed, okay? Okay, all right, so let's just move on to the next topic. Okay, moment. All right, so this is where I want to tell you this, okay? Now, I know that by calling this is all right, some of you may not like it, but I just have to stick to my guns. All right, this is the VIX on S&P 500. So this is definitely telling you that there is a very strong common point based on the RSI 14. Okay, take a look. And very clear that every time when this happens, the cyclical low is getting a little bit higher than normal, right? Okay. So now the thing is this, yesterday the VIX came back down to about 24.50. So I bought around 24 area range. And I think that this is going to push up soon. And of course, I got a big interesting chart to show you towards the end at the alternate market news. So don't miss it because you really want to know why I think the VIX is going to go up soon. So obviously, if the VIX doesn't go up, right, then the stock market will come down, right? Because there's no way that the VIX can be going up without the stock market coming down. So that's the reason why I'm informing you that recent buyout to sell, right, is what the boys is staging in right now before the FOMC meeting. So without a doubt itself, I'm going to tell you this. I hardly do this on MAO, but I'm going to put myself this. Time to go heavy on VIX. Disclaimer, obviously. All right, so which means that, right, if you don't mind buying some VIX right now, today, tomorrow, I think 24 to 22 will be a good price, okay? 22 to 24 would be a very good price to buy some VIX. Now, I'm not expecting an Armageddon to happen. I don't think so. But for it to have a base at 22 to 24, and then after that go up to 32, I think it's high chance, okay? Previously, I expected 42 to happen, but the highest it went was only 35. So again, I was slapped in the face back then, but not too bad. When I call for buy here itself, we make some money out of that. So this time around, I'm calling for 32 if you're buying at average price of 22, all right? So this is my reason in the technical form, but of course, there's fundamental form because there is some pattern that happened with the Federal Reserve before the FOMC meeting. Okay, so FOMC meeting, there is a common thing that you keep on doing, and I want to show you later at the alternate market news. So don't miss it, okay? There's a lot of information today. You don't want to miss that, okay? So you understand why itself now, earlier this morning, I tell you guys, if you are long in the market itself, consider to book some profit today, okay? Consider, okay? Consider, yeah? Whether or not I'm right, let the market decide, okay? Okay, all right. Sorry, I didn't update the fear and greed. I'm doing it right now for you guys. Okay, all right. Let's take a look right now on the fear and greed index live right now. Okay, here is the fear and greed index right now. You can find it on CNN.com. Okay, and let's take a look live right now. Okay, wow, look at it. The fear and greed index is now at 36. That's fantastic because yesterday was at 33. Okay, but the thing is this, the last time we have an MAO, right, was at 26. So from 26, you jumped to 33, and 33 jumped to 36 right now. Fantastic. So that means that now we are only at fear, but in the mid draft. So we were actually around this area, right? So you think about this, when it was trading about 12 to 13, that was where the fear was so heavy. And that's why I tell you guys to book some profit, because when everybody's fearful, you should be greedy, according to what Warren Buffett said. So now people are lesser fear. They are at a fear level, but not so fearful. What do you think? Is it time to buy? So that we can go back all the way to extremely greed? Okay, I'll leave it there for you. But I think that for me, I'm going to expect this to happen soon, okay? So again, everybody got their own ways of reading the chart. Okay, there's no right, no wrong here. But to me itself, as a trader, you should always be objective. Okay, objective means that you shouldn't be one-sided. If the market say buy, you just buy. If the market say sell, just sell. But the thing is this: to make money from the market, it's not always following. You have to basically be able to be ahead of time. So to me, I'm doing this to tell you that I believe that we should be ahead of time and we should be careful because there should be some resistance coming up soon. So you look at the chart right now here, live drawing for you. That means that now we should see some resistance coming in, okay? So some people will say that, nope, there's higher level to go. Some will say that, no, this is overdone. So that's why the pullback is coming in. I'll let you decide, okay? Everybody got their own choice here, okay? All right, continue. All right, so of course, we have to look at the data for today. Now we have the building permits higher. I told you it will be slightly higher. But the new home sales is the one that I'm expecting to be lower. Okay, that'll be today at 10 p.m. And of course, crude oil inventories will basically make some up, but I believe that crude oil price will still go higher. Okay, so the thing that we're watching is this Thursday, the initial jobless claim, and I still telling you this, with the numbers going up itself, this is not a good sign, and recession is definitely on the card. Okay, but again, by saying all this itself so many times, I know you're bored of it, so I can just skip this. Okay. All right, now look at it, how mechanical the buying is. This is called mechanical buying all the way. Every time it pulls back, the market goes up, pulls back, market goes up. This is very mechanical. So why is it mechanical? Because they just to make their point. It's because if they're going to drive the stock price higher to do something on the other side, right? They must do something. So what we saw was the stock market goes up, the VIX came down. But the magnitude is different. So now the VIX is at a very cheap price itself. I think that is a whole objective here. So traders take note of that. Now the magical 130 mark really came, and 130 there was some profit taking, 1:30 a.m. Then after that, at 1:30 a.m. sharp, the buying resumed. So that's the reason why I stick around at 1:30 to 2 a.m. every day, because there's always money to pick from there itself. It's really not difficult to pick money from here. So 1:30, I remember, all right, for you, 1:30 a.m., okay, is a very good time to watch out for something, because usually there will be some movement. So 1:30 onwards itself, right, in Singapore time, you can watch out on the market and you will see a very interesting phenomenon. I've been observing this for a long while, and I've been picking up from that itself, making some little daily brand. But of course, it's going to be very tiring. If you cannot see it, then I will just advise you don't bother. But if you actually take notice of this, then you can actually make some pocket money from 1:30 a.m. to about 3 a.m. in the morning. Okay. So guys, interesting thing once again for you, brought to you by Cal from TWB. All right. So if you like it as well, give me a like button here. Cheer me up. All right. How my gout? My gout is getting better. Thank you very much. Okay. Still there. I'm still hobbling, but at least now I can talk to you with no strain. On Monday was so bad, I had to cancel the MAO. That's why. Okay. All right. So that's the reason why yesterday, when the Dow Jones was down, I quickly tell my students to take some profit. So we were shorting Dow Jones at 31,500 plus. And when it hit 31,240, I know that the market will likely rebound. And fortunately, we booked our profit because Dow went all the way up now to 32,000, in fact, 100 this morning. So we actually saved up almost 800 points from the bottom here itself. So once again, guys, congratulations for those who remember my calls and make money from it itself. All right. If you don't know what is this all about, no worries. I can explain to you more in detail later on. Once again, congratulations to those who profited from the market. Okay. Once again, brought to you by Cal Trade with the Voice. All right. So the Dow Jones rallied 750 points. Wow. Okay. Because the traders think that the bottom is in. Oh my God. Now, whenever I see this, if you are a trader for 20 years, right, you will know what is likely going to happen soon, okay? I know that by saying this, it's not going to make you happy. But I can tell you this, whenever we see this, when the market tells you the bottom is near itself, right, I can just tell you, you should just really concentrate on taking profit. I know that it's a good time to buy. You will feel like buying, it will be better for you. I understand your view. But I'm going to just tell you this. Just consider to take some profit, okay? I'm going to write it down for you once again at this very page right now. Consider to book partial or full long profits from today onwards. Today is the 20th of July. 20. I'm not saying that the market will crash. Please, please, please. It's always very twisted when people actually think that I'm actually saying that the market will crash. I never tell you nor say that the market will crash. To me, it's all right. It is like, I'm telling you that to take profit means that the market might take a bit of profit first, and maybe later on the market may rebound. Okay, so please do me a favor. Don't always quote me in the wrong way. Okay. All right. So let's look at it itself. The Tuesday, the market recovers because the traders are betting on a strong corporate earning report. Okay, so 2 weeks ago when the market was coming down, they never said that to you, right? They tell you that the earnings will be good, but yet now they tell you a strong corporate report. Okay, all right. So now they're telling you the three major indices is above the 50-day moving average since April. So it seems that it's a very good time to buy. Okay, so everything's like good. But the market's already up by 7.4% from the low, and now they're asking to buy right now. That means that someone has bought 7% ahead of you and asking to buy right now, and you're going to buy. Okay, so the thing is this: investors now are betting that the market has reached a bottom after a steep decline, and thinks that right now, despite the hot inflation, everything is good. But I thought the inflation is still ongoing. That's a problem. So it's like a relief rally right now, whereby whether or not is this a good time to buy is an individual choice. And of course, they feel that the short sellers are washed out right now and stock will go up. Okay, so they're telling me now that when the market was coming down, they are not washing short sellers, but they're actually doing something different. So now the stock market is going up from by 7%. They're telling me now the short sellers are washed out. That's why the stock will go higher. It makes sense, but as a trader, it doesn't. And of course, they're telling you now, right? Now at the moment now, the stock allocation for portfolio is the lowest. And it's actually the worst time like Lehman Brothers. Okay, so sentiment is bad, but it's good to buy. Okay, so anyway, he's saying that now fundamentals are poor, but sentiment says stock can buy. So you're telling me now the fundamental is bad, okay, but it's time to buy. So you see, this is where it all contradicts. So at one read itself, it looks like make a lot of sense, but it doesn't make sense at all. So anyway, they say that the pullback in the dollar aided the rally on the market. So let's look at the dollar for one moment. Yeah, the dollar. Okay, dollar. Okay, here the dollar is. Let's take a look. Right, the dollar did came down. And that's the reason why the thing is, did the crude oil price goes up? Yes, indeed. All right. Did the gold price goes up? Not really. So the dollar actually hit the resistance. I told you, right? This resistance here, which I connected the dots for you. This was point A, this point B, extension, point C. So when it hit point C and you see how brilliant it is, it actually stopped there. So if you actually see that from this point of view, number 1, number 2, and number 3 should be coming in. So the same thing is if number 3 trigger and goes up, right? Because why? We are going to have our FOMC meeting soon, and that will be the 75 basis point. But the thing is this, there's a high chance in September, there's another 75 basis point. So with this 75 basis point coming soon, another one, I believe the dollar will be pumped up again. So which means that if you're telling me now recently the dollar is the reason why the market is coming, the stock market is going up. So what if the dollar goes back up again this time around? The trajectory is about 110. And if that happens, what will happen to the stock market then? So you understand my point right now? When they sell the dollar right here, they didn't tell you about the stock market, it's time to buy. So when the dollar came down, the stock market goes up, the boys were buying and buying and buying. And today, they're telling you now the market has bottomed, but they also know that we're going to have the FOMC meeting coming up soon. They're asking you to buy right now, while they also know that likelihood itself, right, the market will likely be going up, coming down. So don't you find that these boys are really very nonsensical with their views and calls? And of course, if you don't pay attention to detail, you will think that, hey, it's a good time to buy. And if let's say you buy today, example, and then after that, the dollar actually goes up, and because it's ahead of FOMC meeting, and then if the stock market actually reverse, then you're going to have like people telling you, oh, you see, I told you about that, and you forgot about it. So don't you notice that a lot of things you have to look at it from a very big picture? And that's the reason why I felt that we're going to go back up again for the dollar. Okay, so choice is yours, because now we can see the put and call ratio is really at the low end. I did a check. I don't usually look at this website, but I just happened to stumble over it. My God, now it's 113. Now 113 is a very low level, because the last time when this happened, this was what happened here as well. So I noticed that it happened back here, and those times itself, right, the market actually was at the top. So whenever people don't think that it's any be dangerous, and or the put call ratio is at one figure, usually the market will actually turn. So again, the choice is yours. If you believe that these numbers, this option shows a lot makes sense, because why? When everybody buy call, all right, when everybody buy call, the stock market will come down. If everybody buy put, stock market goes up. This is very clear, because the boys are not going to let you win this game. So that's the reason why I felt that, right, taking profit this 2 day makes a lot of sense. But again, this is my sharing. You make your final decision. Yeah, I'm not going to make you change your mind. Okay. Yeah, moment. Yeah. All right, so let's look at some local and global news before we go to the alternate market news, and then we can move into some stuff. So I told you yesterday already, right? The China home buyers are running out of patience with the real estate slump. Okay, this is not good at all. You can see that basically these buildings are not able to continue. These are all the real estate developers. They are also part of this indebted Evergrande, and basically people are getting very upset, and people are not going to pay. Okay, so we talked about this yesterday. I'm going to skip this. All right, definitely now the play on oil prices. Okay, I believe that oil prices will go higher, and of course I've been very bullish on this. Okay, now let's look at oil prices. Okay, so oil prices, you can see yesterday, 3 days ago, oil price from here from $92 went all the way to 104. Okay, now this morning there was a bit of gap down effect because of some news coming in, but still end of the day is that, right, be very careful, because once it crossed 104, I told you yesterday, 104 is a very strong resistance for crude oil. If 104, this is a spot market, if 104 breaks, then we can see 121 coming in. Okay. Now, of course, main driver now is they are looking at Europe side. Now, Europe energy crisis will cost you 200 billion or more because of the current energy dominoes. All right. So the thing is this, because Russia threatens to cut. Russian gas cuts threaten to shutter Germany industry, because Russia is getting a bit upset here itself. So all this is going to make crude oil price go higher than lower. And of course, the global chip shortage itself is not over yet, and definitely it will hit more people in the coming months. Okay. And of course, U.S. Treasury, Yellen says that, right, the allies should use the friend shoring to give supply chain a boost. So definitely Yellen herself is really needed to do all this little thing, but not everybody going to tell each other like this way. So this is my view right now over here. And I kind of think that, right, you should be very careful with the current situation right now. Okay, all right, we're going to go into the alternate market news right now. It's going to get something very interesting. You can stand by for this. And of course, if you want to ask me with the sources, everything, I'll just tell you it's from one of the overseas YouTuber. I follow her quite a fair bit, and obviously some of the things she shares is fantastic. So let's begin. Now, yesterday we can see very clearly everything is up yesterday. Now, everything, oh my goodness, everything. Wow. So suddenly it's out, there's no more fear. Everything is a buy. Come on, man. Let's just be realistic here. How can it be everything is a buy yesterday? I mean, come on, man. This is really nuts. So the only reason why everything was a buy yesterday because it's a program buying, and that's why you can see the Dow Jones from the very beginning of the day. All right, S&P 500, the Dow Jones, right, from the beginning of the day until the end itself, the buying is just relentless, okay? It's just like if you're not buying, you're going to be an idiot. So to me, when I see all the all green thingy itself, right, I know that this is definitely market manipulation, and things is going to get very, very scary later, because that is how things work for a reason. So you can see right now, right, back then in this June period, right, in July period itself, right, you can see that a lot of people are calling for recession, and that's why you can see the number uptick. That was in the start of July, and I told you this, when everybody is so bearish itself, right, you must be very careful. The market may rebound anytime, and the market really, really rebounded. So the thing is this is going to get very interesting, so stay tuned with me, okay? Now, apparently the green arrow is the FOMC meeting. I repeat, the green arrows is the day that we have the FOMC meeting. So you can see that since February, whenever there's FOMC meeting, after that, the stock market usually goes up. Can you see that? But of course, in May, it did not really happen. But in June, it actually happened. Okay. Now, this is only one part of it. Okay. Take note, the FOMC meeting is on the 27th to 28th of July, which is another 7 days to come. But if you look carefully, everybody, look again one more time, you will notice that towards the FOMC meeting, there will be selling towards the FOMC meeting. And it's kind of pretty consistent. Now, one more thing to share with you is that if you notice prior to the selling, you will always see the market will close near the high almost every time. So whenever the market closes near the high, usually the next few days, there will be selling towards the FOMC meeting. Now, this is pretty consistent. This is very consistent. So that's why, guys, that's the reason why I felt that you should consider to take profits off the table if you think that everything is good. Guys, if you like this sharing itself, right, give me all the likes button itself, by keying the word LIKE, like, or you just give me all the emoticons, okay? Because I'm very sure no one will cover this ahead of the FOMC meeting, okay? Again, this is really for a person who really been covering, making sure how to share stuff with you. This is the only time whereby people really will see that, hey, this guy really do his homework, yeah? That's the reason why he's always ahead. Now, one reason why people likes this MAO is because I only tell you things that likely will happen soon and not what happened before already. Okay, so that's the reason why I'm sharing with you that yesterday's closing was a setup that I like. And when Jim Cramer says time to buy itself, oh, that's fantastic. And of course, now we all know that on the 27th to 28th itself, we're going to have this FOMC meeting. It just all like a Lego blocks coming down very, very nicely itself. Okay, so that's the reason why I want to share all this information with you. Okay, all right. But still at the end, there's one more thing to come. Let's take a look at this. Right, this is a chart that I created for myself. I've been using it very nicely. And of course, with all my common points available, I can be quite clear that we are somewhere near to the point of resistance. So in short itself, right, I believe that we're going to see some resistance very soon. And of course, for my what you call special friends, I told them regarding about this movement here itself, and it's very interesting. The number of days is perfect. So that's the reason why I felt that it's either today or latest tomorrow, okay, there will be profit taking. And the thing is this, if this profit taking really comes in, there is a possibility that the market has to hit this point here. And to hit this point here itself, that will actually hit our elusive target that we've been waiting for the longest of time, and that's the 29,563. I know that I've been saying this for the longest of time, and now with the market still going up, right? People are saying that, hey, you are being nuts here itself. So I'm not going to be like worried about this, because to me itself, right, everything happened for a reason. So I told you guys the market has to go up so that it can come down. So of course, we need the market to go higher. So that's the reason why I felt that we had to be very careful on this. So of course, I'm saying that maybe after this is over, then maybe we're going to have the big recovery that we are waiting for. And then after that, who knows? We may see the market shooting up to the sky later, okay? So everything happened for a reason. So we just see how it goes from there. I just wish you all the best, and hopefully you know what to do after today's MAO, okay? Because I know that there'll be a lot of people looking to trade later today, okay? All right. Now you can see now why the VIX itself is coming up, because you can see the same thing repeating. If this is the FOMC meeting, every time when there's a federal meeting, right, you can see interesting that except for this period of time, right, every time prior to the FOMC meeting, the VIX will go up first. Every time before the meeting itself, right, the VIX will go up first before the meeting. So obviously, it's all right. If we're gonna have the FOMC meeting coming out on the 27th of it, and if there's going to be any historical pattern on this itself, right, it actually tells you that the VIX will go up. So if the VIX will go up itself, then the stock market has to come down. I mean, you got my point? This is no-brainer, at least something that it makes a lot of sense. So then you understand why itself the whole market now is gonging for you to go in, go in, go in. Then they make every sector, every counter bullish, that become like anything to buy, it's time to buy. So don't you feel that all this thing itself is really like a broken recorder, and it's been repeating and repeating non-stop, day in, day out, day in, day out. So if you actually follow MAO, you follow what I've been sharing with you, you can understand why it's all right. People really need to have some form of guidance here as well. Right, guys, if you really think that this is solid sharing, it's all right. Can you do me a favor? Put it as solid sharing, all right? Because I myself felt that, right, this is very good. And of course, you should really, really think about it for a moment, okay? Now, I repeat myself one more time. I'm not expecting the market to crash. It won't crash, but there'll be some profit taking to come. So of course, how high will it go? Later on, when the UB market opens, there should be some uptick again. And that is where I think this is a good time for you to consider to take some profit. So of course, one thing for this itself, right? There's something to take note, very important, yeah? Is that if the one thing that happen is that the dollar will go up, right? So the dollar goes up itself, I watch the crude oil. The crude oil may pull back. But if let's say the dollar goes up and the crude oil actually goes up higher, that is where I'm trying to say the inflationary problem is coming in, okay? And of course, if the dollar goes up, right, then what happens to gold prices? Gold will definitely get hit, okay? Gold, silver will get hit itself, okay? So this is the reason why, it's very important to learn things in a very different way. Rather than just only stick to the chart, you need to do something more than this. And of course, this is called the alternate market news. All right, thank you once again, guys. I just want you to enjoy this. All right. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Alex Lim. Hey, brother Zhang. Hey, thank you, brother. All right, thank you, Amir. Thank you, Nansin, and thank you, Stephen. Okay, guys, again, just be careful. I'm not saying market will crash. I repeated this like 5 times today. I'm just saying that it's time to take some profit off the table. Okay, just be careful. All right, everything happened for a reason. Because if I clear chart again, you notice that before the market on VIX bottom out, right? You notice always the closing will be at the low itself. Every time when the VIX is about to move up itself, right, the closing will usually be at the low, okay? So that is the reason why I always think that trading, if you actually remember some of the pattern, is good enough to make some money. Thank you, Lionel. Thank you, Winnie. Thank you very much, guys. Again, this is something, that's why I want you to take note of this, okay? Very, very important, yeah? Okay, so of course, this is what commonly now a lot of chartists are drawing. So let me explain this to you. Now, the chartists are all drawing right now this chart, okay? They are drawing this chart right now to tell you that there's a W formation, okay? A W formation here. Okay, let me change my thing here. A W formation, okay? And this W formation is moving, right? So the thing is this W formation now is at 3900 level, 3950 level. And of course, this W is at 3690 level. Okay, so if the market, you look at the difference between them itself, right, it's about 260 points, okay? So if let's say you're going to bring all the way up itself, right, 260 points plus 395, we're going to get into, 4,200, and 50, yeah, okay, around there. But if it goes down and break 3690, we can go all the way down to 3450 level, okay? So that means that now the S&P 500 have only 2 particular view. One is 4250. Downside itself can be as much as 3450 because this consolidation has been there for 4 weeks, okay? So this 4 weeks of consolidation will likely bring the market to 2 levels. So again, I repeat myself, based on a lot of chartists, I just gather their information. These are the 2 set of numbers I think the S&P will go. It's either 4250 or 3450, okay? So take note of this. Things are gonna happen big very, very soon. And of course, later I will share with you in my own chart itself, right? Anyway, this is my reason why. So I told you guys, if you have invited your friends for this MAO today, I'm very, very certain that they'll thank you for doing that because I really give you solid stuff. Okay, thank you once again, Johnny. Thank you so much for you, Kareem. Appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Okay, now I'm done with this. let's look at Goldman Sachs. I promise you Goldman Sachs details, so I'm going to share with you before I pull my charts. Okay, Goldman Sachs, if you take notice, they actually say their earnings is okay, but you look carefully in your equity investment, right? In the first quarter, they actually are reducing, or they actually have suffered losses. And in the second quarter, they again suffered losses. So how can suffer losses when the market is not too bad? Likelihood is because they are long in the market. Last 6 months, the market has been going down. So Goldman Sachs actually is not performing. It's interesting, right? So Goldman Sachs actually jumps in stock prices. We saw the stock price went up, right? But the total earning plunged because of a major investment losses. So again, if you look carefully, the media will not tell you all this. But let's look at Goldman Sachs charts right now. Goldman Sachs, let's take a look. You look at Goldman Sachs charts right now, right? Look at the stock itself, right? You can see that the share price shoot up, right? So the earnings was fantastic. And then yesterday the share goes up. Interesting. The volume is very big. It's the last 2 days. So that's why you have that. But to me itself, right, this is where it could end. Okay, I believe that it's going to end soon. I believe there's a strong resistance somewhere around here itself. So this is going to be the resistance that I'm watching for this Goldman Sachs. So it's about 320. So yes, this my level is 320. The most I can see is another next level would be here. About 330, okay? So I think that we are near the resistance level. I believe that this is going to come back down again, okay? So that's the reason why am I sharing this with you, because a lot of things happen for a reason, okay? All right, so they didn't do well. So the thing is this, you look carefully into the asset management, which you don't really see unless you read through the entire report, right? Actually, the private sector, they lost itself, right? It was actually at 2.8 in the second quarter 2021, it's a 2.8 billion what they call portfolio, but now it's down to 440 million. And in fact, for public sector itself, right, you can see it's even lower in terms of management fee and stuff like that. So as a result, the net loss in equity investment reflect the significant mark-to-market net loss from the investment in public equities and significantly lower net gains from the investment in private equities. So again, all these are not really highly mentioned. It's in their reports, but it's not mentioned. So that's the reason why sometimes in life you have to be very careful how the media portray something to you itself. So from here itself, you can see that David Costin, the analyst, was actually so bullish back in 2021 in November and said that S&P 500 will go to 5,100. But you should know that, right, the S&P 500 has never crossed 5,000. So let me bring back to you itself. You look carefully at S&P 500 when this guy was calling for buy. So in November, when the S&P was trading somewhere around this region, he was looking at the S&P to go to 5,100. But you can see that the market went on to 4,800. And then after that, that was where it hit the peak and the market goes down all the way, right? So that means that they were actually looking to unload while they actually call for buy. So in a way itself, right, this year, now they have been cutting their position. Now they say 4,009 on February, then they lower down to 4,007. You see that? So you can see how the boys play this game. If they're going to have any way to let you make money, you must be kidding. And actually from Goldman Sachs itself, come on, guys, wake it up. Hey, wait a minute. Did Jim Cramer came from Goldman Sachs? Okay, guys, I'm not trying to say anything here, but you should know that after in the market for so many years, you should know who's your friend, who's your foe, okay? Just to let you know, a lot of things happen for a reason. That's the reason why I'm telling you this, to be very careful the next few days, okay? All right, let's bring the charts right now and see what can we arrive with before I rush to pick up my little daughter from school, okay? So let's make a quick one. If you're done, I'll do it in 10 minutes time. Okay, so China first. Now, China is trying its best to stay afloat. Now, there's this very important support I told you at 14108. Yes, yesterday the market climbs above it itself, but now it's strongly resisted by the moving average 200. So as long as 14108 stands strong, the market is there. But if we close below, there will be selling. And I repeat myself many times, the selling will bring out to 13491. Okay, I'm a very staunch tactician here itself. I say this number don't break, we still can stay long. But once it breaks, likelihood there will be selling. Okay, there'll be selling. What is it? Yeah. Okay, all right. Now let me bring to you the Dow Jones for today. Now the Dow Jones looks good. The Dow Jones looks good. Yeah, today is there's a good chance that the Dow Jones may hit this number at 32,139 because that is my BMB 1x1 extension. The first day, second day, the third day, today likely the fourth day. Normally within 3 to 4 working days, we should see the extension getting triggered. Of course, now you're about 160 points away. It's not too difficult to get triggered later part in the evening. So let's watch this, okay? But of course, if the market doesn't trigger and really go into profit taking itself, right, watch out for this figure. 31,593 is a pivot 2. As long as the market stays above this figure, the buying is still there. But of course, if the market goes below this figure, there will be some profit taking. Now, MLP today is at 31,472. That's why in the morning itself was a buy because the KSI was green and above MLP is a buy. So this morning it was a buy on the way up. So you can see the market really move up very, very nicely in the morning. But now there's some profit taking coming in, as I told you before. So traders think note of that. Yeah. Okay. How about NASDAQ? The NASDAQ has blast past my BMB level beautifully. This is the first day, second day, and third day. The market blast past the BMB. Beautiful. All right. So that's the reason why I told you guys for NASDAQ last few days to be long in the NASDAQ. So now NASDAQ is actually now here. And usually when the market hit the BMB extension, there should be some profit taking. So I suspect the profit taking will bring the NASDAQ down back to 12,091. So take note of that. There should be some profit taking coming on the NASDAQ. S&P 500 is very, 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 very near to the 36, 39, 68 level. That is the extension. Same thing day one, but then this was cancelled. So that's to day one, day two. So very good chance 36, 39, 68 will be triggered today because everything looks good. So traders, you can go for it. All right. Hang Seng. Hang Seng today is highly resisted now at by 21,021 pivot 1 level. So the thing is this, but the Hang Seng KSI has been red in color. So that means the selling pressure is there. So for PTP student, this is a higher low formation and the KSI is red. So be very careful tomorrow. Tomorrow, be very careful. If the market breaks, there will be some selling to come. So I put that tomorrow, okay? Today will likely be it should be the, what I call it as the starting point or the setup, okay? It likely will be the setup. Now for DAX itself, right? Wow, look at DAX. Yesterday blast past all the way to hit my BMB level on the second day because you can see the boys all buying strongly. And that is the reason why at the 13,326 itself. So today, a likelihood DAX will open higher to touch 13,492 as a form of resistance. Then maybe there will be some profit taking. So watch out for this, guys. 13,492 level for DAX. Okay. And of course, crude oil, I share this with you. Today, crude oil is a CCRY on the day chart. So by right, it should be up. But if let's say the US dollar is going to go higher, then there could be some push down on this this counter. So MLP is 99.22, and this is very nearby. If the market can stay firm above 99.22, the market should be able to stand up again to go back to test 101. Now, do note 101 and 100 is a very close stack, and that's MA 200 and MA 30. So at the moment now for crude oil, as long as it stays below 101, the selling is still there. But if any time the crude oil blasts past 101, I strongly believe we're going to see the new level at 109. And of course, if that happens again, that will bring back the inflationary problem back into the market. And of course, that will again strain the market and also add on to what I feel that will happen next week before the US FOMC meeting. So you can see, once again, all this information is stacking and showing you that a lot of things is happening for a reason. And that's the reason why I felt that you should be more careful, prudent as we approach this market, okay? So once again, all this information is brought to you live from Cal, Trade with the Boys, this quote here. So, okay, let's look at the gold price right now. Now, gold price, you can see today with a doji directional day, and that means that the OP is very critical. Right, wait a minute, this is silver. Sorry, my bad. Bring gold right now. Okay, so, okay, for gold, we don't have doji, but we have this. Right, we have the market consolidating for 3 days in a row. KSI is red, and KCX is really blinking for the longest of time, show that the market is kind of bearish right now. So I'm going to tell you this up front. I believe that once the dollar is going to move, then the market has to stay firm above MLP for today at 1710. Because once it loses that, it will go down to 1704, and very easily it may go down all the way to 1669 because that is the BMB extension. So once again, I believe that gold is going to come down once the dollar goes up. And of course, gold will create and crater this silver prices. Silver prices now is moving slowly below $19. And today is a DJDD. So if the silver breaks 1852, there's a good chance that silver can come down to 17.99 in the next few days. Okay, for silver itself, kind of confident that to see silver going down to 17.99 in the coming days. Okay, so traders, once again, all this information is brought to you live from us, and we can tell you that we are always able to show you things way ahead of time. And of course, last but not least, let's look at the Bitcoin. Now, I know that now Bitcoin is moving upwards, and a lot of people are just telling me, see, I'm wrong. No, I told you guys, the KSI was green in color earlier, and there was no blue bars. These are very bullish signal. And I did say that the Bitcoin will go up first. And I told you it will hit 23,000 first. And now 23,000 has really reached. And I told you guys, after that, be careful. You'll be going for 18,000 level by August. So again, all this information, I already shared this with you. Okay, my 18,000 is still there at 18,728. Now, it makes a lot of sense because FOMC meeting is next week, right? And FOMC meeting will definitely, again, increase interest rate. And I'm pretty sure this Federal Reserve will talk about this, all the high-risk assets, and a thing will repeat. And of course, if you remember, every time before FOMC meeting itself, right, Bitcoin will come down after, and I mean, before and after that. I will do another sharing on Friday to show you my view on this, but of course, you can do it ahead of time, you can go ahead. So I'm just telling you this, 23,000 was my target for the upside, and yeah, reach ready. So this is a good time to take some profit off the table. I repeat again, this is a good time to take some profit off the table for this, for Bitcoin, okay? I'm gonna write it there for you once again. Time to book profits on BTC now, since it reached my target of 23,000. Okay. All right. Last but not least, I'm going to hold on. Okay. Ethereum itself, right? Ethereum has also went up, and Ethereum is even better. Ethereum itself showed it that KSI is green, no blue bars, but something interesting happened today. But we can use the KSI for today. It's still a bit early. So that means that Ethereum now at 1,600 has reached the target. So that means it's going to pull back soon, back to 1,245 level again. So again, by saying all this as well, I know that crypto fans are not going to like me, but again, I'm just telling you fact and figures for you to make your final decision, okay? I'm just informing you that things may happen for a reason. And of course, if you buy onto it, then you might be able to make some money out of it, okay? So that's what's happening right now. And I can see there's some reaction in the Dow Hang Seng right now. Just now we talk about Hang Seng coming down, and Hang Seng have just start trading, resume trading, and is coming down right now. Oh my God, look at Hang Seng. It has opened lower after the break and is coming back down. As I told you before, a lot of things happen for a reason. And of course, if you're trying MAO, you will know. And you can see now, China A50 is testing below my 14,108 level. All right. So guys, that is all I have for you for today. I will share it with you more in details on Friday, but I'm just telling you guys, stay cautious, be careful, because there's a lot of things happening in the market. You do not want to be caught. And just to share with you, because people are asking for this, let me share you right now. I'm so sorry. Yes, the boys are buying, but my KSI, my KRW indicator is still red. So the moment if the KSI turn red in color, the selling will start. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Okay, have a great day. This is Cal signing off.